When someone insults you, your first instinct is to defend yourself, to prove them wrong, to make them see your worth. But Niccolò Machiavelli, the Renaissance philosopher, often misunderstood as ruthless, would say otherwise. He'd tell you that when you react to an insult, you hand your power to the one who provoked you. Because in that moment they control your emotions, your composure, and your image. Machiavelli understood something few people do, that silence, strategy, and restraint often win more battles than pride ever could. He wrote about it not in loud declarations, but in subtle wisdom hidden between lines of the prince. Men must either be caressed or annihilated. What he meant wasn't violence. It was control. When someone tries to wound you with words, your reaction determines whether you become their pawn or remain the quiet observer who studies the game. In the modern world, insults are everywhere. From social media to workplaces, even from friends or family who envy your peace. Machiavelli's philosophy offers a way to rise above it, not with aggression, but with self-command. It teaches us that the truly powerful don't fight every battle. They select them. They calculate outcomes. And sometimes they win simply by doing nothing at all. This isn't about suppressing emotion, it's about mastering it. About understanding that insults reveal more about the speaker than the target. Machiavelli would tell you, never allow someone's bitterness to make you small. When you remain calm, you become untouchable. So in this video, we'll explore 6 Machiavellian principles that show what to do when people insult you, and how to turn their words into fuel for silent dominance, psychological insight, and deeper self-control. Number 1, observe, don't react. Machiavelli understood a timeless truth about human nature, that emotions, when uncontrolled, betray more than words ever could. In his writings, particularly in The Prince, he taught that a leader, or any individual striving for influence, must appear composed, rational, and in command of their reactions. Emotional outbursts, especially in public, signal vulnerability. When someone insults you, their goal is not always to wound your pride. It is often to expose your weakness, to lure you into reacting, to watch you surrender self-control. Anger, in this sense, is a form of submission. The moment you respond impulsively, you hand over your power to the other person. They have dictated your behavior, drawn the world's gaze toward their provocation, and forced you into their emotional frame. This is why Machiavelli advised rulers to master restraint. Silence, he believed, was not emptiness, but strategy. In the modern world, this principle still applies, whether in an argument on social media or in professional environments. Those who remain calm in the face of insult project power. Psychological studies on emotional regulation reveal that people who manage their impulses are often perceived as more intelligent, capable, and trustworthy. Calmness, paradoxically, creates tension. The aggressor expects reaction, chaos, perhaps even confrontation, but when met with quiet composure, they are left uncertain, uncomfortable, and even intimidated. It mirrors the power dynamic of a chess game. While one player moves impulsively, the other waits, calculating the long-term outcome. Silence in such moments becomes psychological warfare. It disorients those who thrive on drama and amplifies your authority without a single word. Machiavelli's insight connects deeply with what modern behavioral science calls emotional detachment, the ability to observe rather than absorb. Neuroscientists have found that when we pause before reacting, our prefrontal cortex, responsible for logic and decision-making, intervenes. preventing the amygdala's raw emotional impulse from taking over. This is not coldness. It is power disguised as peace. By practicing stillness, you not only preserve dignity, but also control the narrative. Others may shout, but the quiet one always commands attention. In life's theater of egos, the unreadable mind becomes the most respected and the most feared. As Machiavelli might say today, when insulted, don't fight for visibility. Withdraw into silence. Let others reveal their instability while you reveal nothing. In the end, calmness is not the absence of strength. It is the purest form of it. Number 2, recognize the power dynamic. Every insult is, at its core, a subtle attempt at manipulation, a psychological game designed to shift control. When someone insults you, they're not simply expressing an opinion. They're performing a social move meant to assert dominance, provoke a reaction, or expose insecurity in you that they can exploit. From a Machiavellian perspective, this act serves one purpose: to disrupt your equilibrium and establish hierarchy. The moment you react emotionally, through anger, defensiveness, or even visible irritation, you validate their strategy. They succeed because your composure, fractures, and power in that instant moves from you to them. This is why Niccolò Machiavelli, though often associated with political cunning, was also a keen observer of human psychology. He understood that the battlefield of influence often lies in restraint, not retaliation. History and modern psychology both reinforce this truth. In social dynamics, the one who remains calm under provocation is perceived as higher status. Behavioral studies in dominance theory show that emotional control is one of the most respected traits in leadership, because composure signals confidence and self-mastery. Even animals demonstrate this instinctively. In packs of wolves, for example, the alpha rarely reacts to barking challenges from subordinates. He observes unmoved because his authority doesn't need defending. Likewise, when you stay silent in the face of an insult, you're not showing weakness. You're showing that you cannot be baited. You send a signal that your value is intrinsic, untouchable, and not dependent on external validation. Machiavelli would say that true dominance is not loud, it's silent composure. It's the ability to let others expose their insecurity while you remain an unshaken observer. In The Prince, he notes that rulers must master appearances, not through arrogance, but through control. When provoked, appearing calm preserves both dignity and mystery. You become unpredictable, and unpredictability breeds respect. It's a principle echoed in Stoic philosophy too. Marcus Aurelius taught that insults reveal more about the speaker than the target. By refusing to engage, you deprive the insulter of the emotional reward they seek. Over time, this restraint transforms into power. It teaches others that your emotions are not public property. In a world where everyone reacts instantly, those who remain composed become magnetic. They project strength, intelligence, and self-command. The quiet power Machiavelli understood as the ultimate weapon of influence. Number 3, use their words as data. Machiavelli understood something timeless about human nature, that people often reveal more through their hostility than through their honesty. He believed human behavior, though complex on the surface, is deeply predictable when observed without emotion. When someone insults you, it may appear as a random act of rudeness, but in truth, it is a window into their psychology. Envy, fear, and insecurity often disguise themselves as contempt. A jealous colleague might belittle your success to downplay their inadequacy. A fearful rival may mock your confidence to conceal their anxiety about losing control. To Machiavelli, these were not personal attacks, but opportunities, signals from the human mind that betray where someone feels weak. He advised rulers, and by extension, all thinkers, to observe these moments with the sharp eye of a strategist, not the wounded pride of a victim. In the Renaissance courts, where reputation meant survival, emotional reactions could cost power. A calm observer, however, could turn the insult into information. By remaining silent, you force your opponent to reveal even more, because they expect reaction, not reflection. When you study what they say, not as words meant to wound, but as clues of motive, you begin to master the social chessboard. Modern psychology confirms this ancient wisdom. Research on projection, a concept explored by Freud centuries after Machiavelli, shows that people often criticize in others what they secretly dislike in themselves. A person calling you arrogant might struggle with self-worth. One labeling you cold might crave attention. Each insult is data, and those who know how to interpret it gain insight into character and power dynamics. Machiavelli would have you store this information, not for petty revenge, but for strategic timing. Like a chess player saving a move for when the board aligns, you keep knowledge of their weakness until it can serve a purpose. Perhaps later, in negotiation or confrontation, that understanding allows you to outthink them. Power, he taught, belongs to those who do not react but calculate. So the next time someone insults you, remember, they are not revealing your flaws. They are broadcasting their own. Watch closely, stay silent, and let their words become tools in your quiet arsenal. The greatest revenge, Machiavelli might say, is not retaliation but comprehension, the calm knowing of who truly holds control. Number 4, choose the battlefield. Not every insult deserves an answer. In fact, Machiavelli would argue that reacting to every slight is the mark of an undisciplined mind. A true strategist, he said, chooses battles not out of emotion, but out of purpose. When someone throws an insult your way, what they're really testing is not your intelligence, but your self-control. Responding impulsively gives them exactly what they want, proof that they can manipulate your emotions. Silence, on the other hand, is power disguised as calm. It unsettles those who expect chaos, and it preserves your most valuable resource, your energy. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago when he wrote that unnecessary conflicts drain influence faster than defeat itself. Every confrontation costs attention, time, and mental clarity. The more you react to meaningless provocations, the less you have to devote to your true objectives. In psychology, this principle is echoed in emotional regulation studies. Researchers have found that people who manage their impulses and delay reactions are perceived as more competent, dominant, and trustworthy. By staying composed under pressure, you communicate confidence and control, two traits central to both leadership and personal success. The brain's amygdala triggers emotional reactions in milliseconds, but the prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for logic and restraint, activates slightly later. Those who pause before speaking literally give themselves time to think from power, not from ego. This pause is not weakness. It's the subtle art of psychological warfare. Machiavelli's wisdom wasn't about avoiding conflict altogether. It was about mastering the timing of it. He believed that a wise leader or individual should only strike when the reward outweighs the risk, when the action strengthens reputation rather than fractures it. In modern life, this could mean refusing to engage with online trolls, ignoring passive-aggressive co-workers, or walking away from petty arguments. The key is discernment, knowing which battles build you and which ones break your focus. Every time you resist the urge to respond to provocation, you train your mind to act strategically rather than emotionally. Remember, your reputation isn't protected by noise. It's guarded by restraint. The loudest response rarely wins respect. It simply feeds the spectacle. The quiet one who keeps moving forward, unfazed, earns both mystery and admiration. So the next time someone tries to provoke you, think of Machiavelli's silent general, calculating, patient, and untouchable. Because not every insult deserves your energy, but every silence earns you strength. Number 5. Reframe the insult. When people mock or attack you, they're often revealing more about themselves than about you. In psychology, this behavior is known as projection, when someone attributes their own insecurities or shortcomings to another person. What they perceive as arrogance might actually be your quiet confidence. What they call coldness could simply be your independence. These distortions happen because your presence threatens their sense of stability. You reflect something they lack: composure, clarity, or courage. And rather than confront their inadequacies, they distort your strengths into flaws. Understanding this dynamic turns mockery into insight. It transforms the emotional sting of criticism into a mirror reflecting human psychology at work. People subconsciously attack what they envy or fail to understand. History and psychology both reveal this truth. Philosophers, artists, and innovators who broke from convention were often ridiculed before they were respected. Socrates was mocked as foolish, yet he laid the foundation of Western thought. Galileo was condemned for challenging beliefs, yet his ideas reshaped science. Their stories teach us that ridicule often precedes recognition. Social psychology studies also show that people use mockery to assert dominance or mask insecurity. According to research by the University of Michigan, those who frequently insult others tend to have lower self-esteem and use criticism as a defense mechanism to restore their own sense of worth. In simple terms, belittling you gives them a temporary illusion of power. But if you see through it, you disarm their influence completely. Instead of reacting, you observe. Instead of defending, you understand. Emotional intelligence means recognizing that others' words are often reflections of their internal battles, not verdicts on your worth. The next time someone mocks your ambition, your calm, or your confidence, remember, you've triggered something dormant in them. You've reminded them of what they lost, abandoned, or never found. The truth is, strong energy always stirs fragile egos. So when they label your confidence as arrogance, or your independence as coldness, smile inwardly. You've just seen the contrast between insecurity and self-mastery. Turn mockery into insight, because those who criticize what they can't comprehend are in fact revealing the very reason you stand out. Number 6, reward dignity with distance. Machiavelli taught that rulers must know when to sever ties. When disrespect repeats, distance is the most elegant punishment. Indifference is colder than revenge and far more effective. It shows mastery of the self and mastery of the game. This principle reflects one of the most sophisticated understandings of human behavior in political and psychological history. Niccolò Machiavelli, the Florentine thinker behind The Prince, understood that power does not always require confrontation. In fact, he believed the most intelligent form of power is exercised in silence, through detachment. When someone continually disrespects you, reacting emotionally validates their control over your state of mind. But when you withdraw, calmly, deliberately, and without bitterness, you communicate something far greater, that they no longer have access to your energy, influence, or peace. This form of indifference unsettles people far more than any argument ever could. Psychology today supports this notion. Studies on emotional regulation show that individuals who remain composed in the face of provocation are perceived as more powerful and more competent. In social and workplace dynamics, emotional restraint often translates to higher respect, greater leadership trust, and fewer conflicts. Machiavelli understood this centuries before modern psychology could name it. His idea was not about cruelty, but control, the art of mastering one's impulses. He often wrote that a wise ruler must learn how not to be good, meaning they must act beyond emotion when necessary, guided by logic and long-term strategy. Severing ties, when done intentionally, is not heartless, it's self-preserving. It reclaims mental space that would otherwise be wasted on chaos. Moreover, indifference carries an invisible power. It shifts attention away from reaction and redirects it toward purpose. The one who walks away is the one who defines the terms of engagement. In the social arena, this dynamic is evident everywhere. In business, relationships, and politics, when people recognize that their disrespect no longer elicits emotion, they lose the leverage that once empowered them. Machiavelli's insight reveals that emotional detachment is not weakness, it's strategy. It's the quiet statement that you are governed by principle, not impulse. Ultimately, distance is not merely separation, it's elevation. It is the point where your energy becomes too valuable to be wasted on trivial battles. To master indifference, therefore, is to master the art of influence itself. A lesson Machiavelli believed only the truly wise ever learn. So when people insult you, remember, the loudest response is silence. The strongest power is restraint. Machiavelli would remind you, your calm is not weakness. It's control disguised as grace. If this philosophy resonated with you, take a moment to subscribe, reflect, and remember. Power is never about reaction. It's about direction. Having said this,